This is our fifth time in the show. You might be wondering why we're all not really remembering how many times we've been in the show. Please don't mistake that for we don't care. It's just, let's be honest, think of the times that you were having great sex. You remember the times, like, did you, oh my God, this is our fifth time that no! It starts to be something just fun and awesome and you don't care how many times. That's the thing, we are in it, okay? A writer, a published author, you can find her books on everywhere that you can buy books, especially the ones with sex on it. Because her name, not only of the books, but of the artist, says it all. Please welcome Mrs. Sexy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out tonight. How's everyone doing? My name is Juliet Adelaide. I am a Hotwife and Erotic author, and I do also go by Mrs. Sexy. I did write 3 true life erotic romance books about my journey from monogamy to polyamory and becoming a hotwife. Do we have any polyamorous people out there? So, basically, and a hotwife basically is a form of polyamory in the fetish world where a married woman who is permitted lovers as long as her husband is aware of it and takes part in some of their activities. There's some different rules involved, but it's up to the particular couple. But along the way, I wrote 3 books. I do have a lot of social media about them, so I'm on Instagram, Twitter, MeWe, you name it. I do have promotional condoms and cards available for free at the bar, and they have my website on there, mrssexybook.com, so do pick one of those up on the way out. Tonight I'm going to read from my 3rd book, which is Mrs. Sexy, It's Complicated, about a man that I met. The piece I'm reading is from chapter 20 called Let's Talk. And he was the first lover that I ever had. Keep in mind I was married for 27 years and the first 20 were monogamous. So we went through a lot of discussion. We didn't take anything too lightly. So about 7 years ago we did open up our marriage and I wrote about it all. So this was about a man I was seeing named, I called him Dirty Talkin' Dylan because he was the first man I ever met that talked dirty from the very start of our encounter all the way through. It was really very interesting. So here's about Dirty Talkin' Dylan. I was led through his house to the bedroom. He told me to get undressed and get in bed. He did the same and lay down next to me, kissing me, touching me. He continued to compliment my body, how good I felt, and how he hoped he could fuck me in the ass. If not tonight, then sometime. We discussed do's and don'ts as we made out and fondled each other. He asked me to tell him that he could fuck my ass. I told him not on the first date. He said he knew that, but he wanted me to say it, as it sounded so hot. I told him that he could fuck my ass, and he moaned and went down on me. He licked my pussy and used his fingers. He told me that he had to at least touch my asshole and proceeded to put his finger in my ass as he ate me out. I let him. Clearly he didn't have my wait until the second day for ass play rule. He was very good though, and I soon came. He would tell me what he wanted me to do, and then he would ask me to tell him to do it. I was soon asking him to fuck me as he grabbed a condom and slid into me. He was still talking. It was hot. I didn't think it would be, as I had never experienced someone who talked dirty the whole time, but it was flattering talk, and it turned me on. He had me on my back and put my legs up on his shoulders. He reached underneath me and put his finger back in my ass as he fucked me. He then asked if he could suck my toes. Okay, this was a new one for me too. Do we have any foot fetishists out there? I know you're out there. Because, yeah, there we are. Because I was told I had very pretty toes and I should start an OnlyFans foot fetish page, so I did just that. That information is also on my website. But back to the story. I told him that my feet were ticklish, but he was good with them, and he was soon licking and sucking my toes as he fucked me. He seemed quite into it, although I can't say it was a huge turn on or anything. It was cool to see him so into it. And of course he had to talk about it as he did it. He would slow down and just talk while he was inside of me. He would fuck me harder and slow down again. I was a bit worried when he pulled out and laid next to me. The break. Fuck. Is he not going to come? He was so into everything. He laid next to me and started gently rubbing my clit again. I told him it was okay, It was rare for me to come twice. He accepted the challenge, though, only insisting I tell him not to stop. A short time later, I was saying, "Don't stop," and coming hard as he rubbed my pussy. He got back into me and fucked me hard. He asked if he could come inside of me, and if he had to use the condom. Fuck! He already had Max's dream of coming inside of me on our first date. I told him he could come on me without the condom, but not in me. He fucked me for a while and pulled out before coming all over my lower stomach. He would say how hot it was and toyed with the idea of sending a picture to my husband. This is another thing that we do. My husband and I have set up in our Hotwife kind of agreement. Sometimes I will send him a teasing picture when I am with someone, kind of a little turn-on flirtation, and he can kind of get some ideas about what he wants to do to punish me during my reclaiming afterwards. So for reclaiming information, you have to read the other books. Where am I? Sorry. We chatted a while before I realized how late it had gotten. We discussed getting together soon. He would be into the threesome option with my husband, especially if DP was a possible option. He said his true fantasy would be a foursome, so I should keep my ears open to any other woman that might be into it. I told him it's harder to find than one might think. But I'm sure my husband would like to do that again. He walked me out and kissed me goodnight. We had been fucking for 2 hours. It was an amazing night. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Alwun House, for having us. And everybody have a sexy evening.
Keep it going for Miss Sexy, everyone. English class would have been way more interesting in high school.